And also handing them to his ghostwriter, and Republican Matt Gaetz had more questions about that.
So the ghostwriter purposefully deletes this evidence that seems to be like show culpability of Biden's crimes, and you don't charge him. Why did you not charge the ghostwriter with obstructing justice and deleting evidence?
Well, for a number of reasons that are laid out in the report. But in brief, Congressman, yes, when we interviewed the ghostwriter, he did tell us, and I'm trying to get the exact language, that one of the things on his mind, one of the things he was aware of, was that I had been appointed special counsel and was conducting an investigation.
Right, so he didn't, just so everybody knows, the ghostwriter didn't delete the recordings just as a matter of happenstance. Ghostwriter has recordings of Biden making admissions of crimes. He then learns that you've been appointed. He then deletes the information that is the evidence, and you don't charge him.
That is reflected in the report, and one of the reasons...
Like, what does somebody have to do to get charged with obstruction of justice by you?
Yeah, what does somebody have to do to get charged other than be a Republican? I mean, it's incredible. It's looking...
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's not looking great for Biden. It's not looking great for the special prosecutor there and his credibility and, well, allegations of him being biased. But Hur's report, we've got to remember, also made damaging assertions about the president, especially concerning his memory and cognitive ability. And it was because of that, Hur concluded it would be difficult to convince a jury that they should convict him. But he seems to have backtracked on that position.
Based on the facts and anticipation of defenses presented in your report, could a reasonable juror have voted to convict?
As I said in the report, some reasonable jurors may have reached the inferences that the government would present in its case in chief.
So a reasonable juror could have voted to convict based on the facts that you presented?
Correct.
It just seems that he has gone out of his way to find reasons or invent reasons not to press charges here.
Now, I look at Robert Hur's mealy-mouthed sort of explaining away of why President Biden shouldn't be charged for his mishandling of classified documents in the broader scope of Western civilization. So, British people know, the Magna Carta's significance. In the United States, we have the idea of the rule of law, blind justice. That is not being applied here. Robert Hur is usurping the role of juries to try the accused in a court of law and to ascertain that. Whether he believes that a jury could find him a sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man is besides the point. I believe that there is no reason not to have that day in trial, even in front of a grand jury. If a grand jury decides that, well, we can't indict and convict him, then I would give him a lot more credibility on that statement. But him usurping the role of a jury, in my view, is unacceptable, and it makes this entire report of his look political. I know that people on both sides aren't happy because of the damning transcript of Biden appearing to be cognitively deficit. Biden lied about Hur saying that he brought up his son's death. That is not what the transcript shows.
True.
He did not remember the year that his son died. He did not remember the years that he was vice president under Barack Obama. So I understand there's a lot of questions about his cognitive capability. But then President Biden goes out at the same hand, and as Gaetz pointed out during the hearing, he has this sort of crafty explaining away of everything, lying shamelessly, just knowing that the corporate media in the United States on the whole, and for the most part, will protect him from scrutiny. So I just think that he looks like a partisan hack. Yes.
Well, and they will. They have for 3 years, and I don't think that's going to stop in the lead up to this year's election.